Welcome to Mastermind Growth, where you'll shape your personal growth and elevate your business skills and leadership. Today, we're diving into the first chapter of Dale Carnegie's classic book, How to Win Friends and Influence People. These fundamental techniques for handling people are timeless, powerful, and can transform your interactions both personally and professionally. Let's start with the first technique. Avoid criticism. Criticism is like a boomerang. It comes back with more force, often damaging relationships and making people defensive. Here's a story that shares to illustrate this point. In 1931, New York City witnessed one of the most intense manhunts ever. The criminal at the center of it all was Two-Gun Crowley, a notorious killer. When the police finally cornered him in his apartment, a fierce gunfight ensued. During the shootout, Crowley wrote a letter, and in it he didn't express remorse or guilt for his crimes. Instead, he wrote, "Under my coat is a weary heart, but a kind one that would do nobody any harm." This shows how even the most hardened criminals often justify their actions, rather than admitting fault. If someone as dangerous as Crowley can justify his actions, imagine how regular people might react to criticism. They don't reflect, they defend. Criticism only leads to resentment and doesn't change behavior. The takeaway here is clear. Instead of criticizing others, try to understand their perspective. Criticism often leads to defensiveness, but understanding builds bridges. The second technique is about the power of appreciation. People have an innate desire to feel important, and one of the easiest ways to fulfill this need is through sincere appreciation. Consider the story of Charles Schwab, one of the most successful businessmen of his time. Andrew Carnegie paid Schwab an incredible salary, not because Schwab was a technical genius, but because of his ability to inspire people. Schwab had a simple philosophy: I never criticize anyone. I believe in giving a person incentive to work. So I am anxious to praise, but loath to find fault. If I like anything, I am hearty in my approbation and lavish in my praise. This approach made people want to work harder, knowing their efforts were genuinely appreciated. Schwab's success demonstrates that people thrive under appreciation, not criticism. The lesson here is simple. People crave appreciation. When you sincerely acknowledge someone's efforts, you not only motivate them but also build stronger, more positive relationships. The third and final technique in this part is about creating desire. If you want someone to do something, the key is to make them want to do it. This involves understanding their desires and aligning your goals with theirs. The author shares an insightful story about a husband whose wife asked him to list 6 things she could do to improve herself as a wife. This was part of a self-improvement program she was involved in. The husband thought carefully about her request, and the next morning, instead of listing complaints, he sent her 6 red roses with a note saying, "I can't think of 6 things I would like to change about you. I love you the way you are." This gesture made a powerful impact. And when his wife shared the story with her group, it became clear that sincere appreciation was far more effective than criticism. By making her feel loved and appreciated, the husband aroused in her a deeper desire to continue being a wonderful partner. The key takeaway is this: to influence others, understand what they want and frame your requests in a way that fulfills their desires. This approach is far more effective than trying to force or coerce people into action. So, what have we learned from these fundamental techniques? First, avoid criticism. It only leads to defensiveness. Second, offer sincere appreciation. This motivates and inspires others. Finally, if you want someone to do something, make them want to do it by aligning your request with their desires. These simple yet powerful techniques can transform your relationships, both personally and professionally. Start applying them today and watch how your interactions with others improve. If you found these insights valuable, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. Stay tuned for our next episode, where we'll dive into more techniques from how to win friends and influence people. See you next time.